Hello and welcome to the Python Lab solution created by me. So for the Python Lab solution, we have set an approach. It will be first of all we will be understanding the problem statement, and then we will be getting two types of solutions for an getting a approach for a problem statement. These are two types of solution approach: two-pointer technique and brute force. And it will be stored with the Python code for the given problem statement. So, first of all, we will understand the problem statement. We need to find root elements such that their sum is closest to 0 from a list of integers which has positive and negative values. For this, we will be using two types of technique as mentioned earlier: brute force technique and two-pointer technique. So, for the test one, input list will be -4, 7, 6 to -5, and it will have an output as -5 and 6. For two-pointer technique, test case to include a list of integers as -50, 34, -19, 24, 33, 10, -46, -38, and its output will be -38, 34. Brute force technique. A brute force approach in, is an technique that finds all the possible solutions for a satisfactory solution for a given problem set. The brute force algorithm tries to take all the possibilities till a satisfactory solution is found. Algorithm finds all the possible solutions, and it also guarantees that the correct solution is achieved for a problem. This type of algorithm is applicable to a wide range of domains. It is mainly used for solving simpler and small problems. It can be considered a comparison benchmark to solve a simple problem and does not require any particular domain knowledge. So we will be going stepwise for brute force technique for a solution for a problem statement. We create a dictionary D to store the sum of each pair and absolute value that will be stored. Then creating a minimum sum as variable which will be initialized to positive infinity. Minimum pair to none, keep tracking of minimum sum. Step 3 will be having use of loops to calculate each sum of pair which will be stored in the dictionary D. Then the code will check if the current pair of element is already in dictionary D or it needs to be calculated if the list or the pair has been in the reverse order as j comma I instead of I comma j, where I comma j are the set of integers. If the current pair is not in the dictionary, then it is to be added in the dictionary and the absolute value of the sum is stored as a value. The absolute value of the current sum is less than the current value. Then it is updated to current absolute value and updated to current pair of variables. Then the minimum pair that return is the output for the given statement. So this technique is used for the first case of the problem statement. We will be going for the second technique, which is two-pointer technique. Two-pointer technique is easy and effective technique that typically used for searching pairs in a sorted array. This technique is more efficient as it has a time complexity of O n number of integers, while second approaches has a complexity of go with a set of square integers. In the two-pointer approach, the list is sorted first, then two pointers are used. It travels the list from both ends to find the pair of elements with sum closest to 0. So for two-pointer technique, it can be in a stepwise manner as: first, the list is sorted in ascending order using sort parenthesis method. The left variable is initialized to 0 and the right variable is initialized to length of list minus 1, so that the left points to the first element is sorted a list and the points to the last element is sorted in the last element. The minimum sum variable is initialized to 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and minimum pair to none to keep track of the minimum sum for and the elements whose sum is closest to 0. Then the code in a loop continues that if left is less than right. In each iteration, the sum of list to the left and the list to the right is calculated and stored in the sum variable. If the absolute value of sum is less than the absolute value of minimum sum, then the sum is stored in minimum sum value and the pair of elements is listed left and listed right is stored in the minimum pair. If the sum is less than 0, then left is incremented. If sum is greater than 0, then right is decremented. If sum is equal to 0, then the pair of elements list left and list right is returned. So we will be getting the output when the minimum pair is returned, as since it is the pair whose sum is closest to 0, and the required output will be from the given Python code while returning the minimum pair. So this will be the output for the current test case of case number 2. So while using brute force technique, this is a Python code for the first test case. We will define closed sum to the first, then deal as a dictionary, then the sum and the pair for integers I and integers j. Then while continuing, we will be going for the set of integers I and j, or if in the reverse manner, j comma I in the directory. Then while continuing, we will be considering the absolute value. If absolute value of set of integers I comma j is less than minimum sum, then minimum sum is equals to set of integers from the directory. So minimum pair of the set of integers can be selected, and while returning the minimum pair, we can have an output which is the sum closest to 0 from the set of the integers of the list of an element. So we will be getting the output 6 minus 5 for the brute force technique from the case 1. Two-pointer technique for case 2 will be defined for the closest sum to 0 from the list of integers. Then we will be sorting out the list of integers from left and right. If left is kept 0 and right of is kept list minus 1, then the minimum sum is considered to be 1, 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 and minimum pair is equals to none. If left is greater than right, then current sum is list of left plus list of right. For the current sum of the integers need to be equal to 0. If absolute value of current sum is less than absolute value of minimum sum, then minimum sum is equal to current sum. So for that, left and right, current sum is less than 0, then left equals to 1. Or else, if current sum is greater than 0, then right equals to minus 1. So while returning the value, absolute value from the list to the left and list to the right, we will have a returning pair. So for output, we will be having the final function print closes sum to 0 from the set of integers, which is an output minus 38, 34. So this is the output from two pointer technique for given test case 2. Thank you.